Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, December 21st. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Officials in a third state have accused Crow tribal member Ted Hogan with fraudulently seeking investments in alleged energy development on the Crow Reservation. Hogan and three others are awaiting trial on racketeering charges in New Mexico, and he has been convicted of violating security laws in Virginia. On December 8th, the Securities Division of the Arizona Corporation Commission filed a proposed order against Hogan, accusing him and his wife, Christina L. Damitio, and his company, Theodore J. Hogan and Associates, of violating security laws by misleading investors about their plans to develop minerals on the Crow Reservation. Ministry director has pled not guilty to a 1981 triple murder in the Southern California desert. An attorney entered the plea last week for James Jimmy Hughes in Riverside Superior Court of California. Hughes faces charges of murder and conspiracy in the deaths of Ralph Boger, Patricia Castro, and Alfred Alvarez, who were all found dead in a home in rural Rancho Mirage, about 130 miles southeast of Los Angeles, California, in 1981. Alvarez was vice chairman of the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians Tribal Council at the time. Prosecutors say Hughes conspired with three other men to stop Alvarez from exposing allegedly illegal activities of the founder of the tribe's casino. A federal prosecutor in Tulsa, Oklahoma, says a Missouri man has pled guilty to theft by counterfeiting $500 poker chips that he then used at an Indian casino near Grove, Oklahoma. William Lancaster, 49, of Joplin, Missouri, entered the plea in federal court at Tulsa, according to acting U.S. Attorney Thomas Woodward. A news release said Lancaster used the fake chips at the Seneca Cayuga Grand Lake Casino on October 8th, resulting in his arrest. Lancaster admitted bleaching and dyeing legitimate 25-cent chips so they would match the casino's $500 chips, the release said. The North Slope Borough has decided against joining lawsuits challenging oil giant Shell over its plan for exploratory drilling in the Beaufort Sea. The Alaska Eskimo Whaling Commission and the Inupiat community of the Arctic Slope, a federally recognized tribal government representing Alaska North Slope communities, last week asked the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn a drilling plan the Minerals Management Service approved in October. Bureau Mayor Edward Ita says the Bureau would rather negotiate with Shell rather than join the lawsuits. Members of the Kharak tribe blockaded a logging crew along the Klamath River in Northern California last week after learning the U.S. Forest Service had not imposed safeguards to protect a tribal religious site. Tribal spokesman Craig Tucker said the tribe spent 3 years working with the Forest Service to be sure the thinning project near Orleans, California, did not cut big trees or run heavy equipment where world renewal ceremonies are performed, only to see it ignored in the agreement. Six Rivers National Forest Supervisor Tyrone Kelly said it was an oversight by the Forest Service that the restrictions were not written into the contract telling the logging crew what to do. A Senate committee has unanimously passed legislation to let Native Hawaiians establish their own government. The new government would operate much like those formed by Native tribal governments in the United States. The Senate Indian Affairs Committee approved late last week the bill sponsored by Senator Daniel Akaka of Hawaii. The Hawaiian Democrat has authorized similar legislative pieces during previous congressional sessions, but has yet to get the measure passed by the full Senate. The bill included new language opposed by Governor Linda Lingle and Attorney General Mark Bennett, who have been longtime supporters of his effort. Akaka said he would try to address their concerns before bringing the bill to the full Senate for a vote. Just one day earlier, a House committee also approved what's referred to as the Native Hawaiian Recognition Bill. The University of Hawaii's John A. Burns School of Medicine has received a $973,000 award to fund the Native Hawaiian Center for Excellence through June of 2012. The university said the new federal funding will create at least 6 faculty and 3 staff positions. They will carry out initiatives aimed at the recruitment and retention of Native Hawaiian students in medicine and other health professions in Hawaii. The center was established more than 15 years ago. It's part of the medical school's Department of Native Hawaiian Health. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us. Come again soon. Miigwech.